We continue the TADHacks. We have Gabi with us. Gabi is going to present us the Call Forward app. It's an app that protects your users' personal data. So you are a GDPR lawyer doing hacks in the free time. No.
We've seen here a lot of interesting projects. Our project using VoIP technologies, using phone numbers, but no one spoke about security.
I've been speaking about security. I don't know if you've seen the school application. There is a guy there that wants to send parents, and I warned him that he's going to have a distributed bot attack very soon from his students. So, but that was the only security thing in TADHack.
And lots of application right now using phone number as a unique identifier, and that's become a problem when you put your phone number on a public service.
Right. Now you need to
protect yourself from being called on the early morning or something.
That's one side of the story, but it might be a very good use case for the companies that do not want to process all that data and maybe would prefer to get calls from,
yes, you can be
protected numbers or unrevealed numbers.
You can be spammed, you can be scammed, of course. And also, we thought
Did that ever happen to you? Did that ever happen to you? No.
No. Right now, no.
When you were a child, no.
No. I switch my phone number very often.
Okay.
Okay. And
how often?
2 times per day.
Okay.
I already changed my number from the early number from these days.
Why? Do you want to speak more about this? Well, let's go on.
Okay. And our solution was call forwarding for application that use personal phone number. Let's say you have a pizza delivery service and you want to see the order status, and you don't need to call on the call center to ask a person what your status or your order status is, because so many times they really don't know. And you can call directly the guy that deliver your order, and you don't need to use your personal phone number, and you
don't need to know his number as well.
His number. Okay.
So to be able to two people to speak to each other without revealing their phone numbers one to another, right? That's the scope of your app.
In the use case, you don't want to know the guy number. You want to know your order status.
Right.
And it's a GDPR law now that comes to protect the European Union people. And if you want to call, our app call some APIs to check the rights, yes. And if you are reliable to contact the person, you will be forwarded to the call, and you can contact the guy you want to call. And if you are not allowed, you will get a message. You don't have the right.
This sounds to me like a lawyer hack, to be able to be compliant with the GDPR, not by doing all they're instructing you to do in terms of security by processing the numbers, but choosing to not process the numbers at all. So you're being GDPR compliant because you don't have the data. You're calling people without actually processing that numbers.
Yes.
That numbers can stay in a different place securely, right?
Yes.
That's the scope,
yes,
if I understand correctly, right?
And you can use WebRTC. You don't, if you are you don't want to call from the standard
Smartphone.
Yes, and you can call from the one app. You can click a button and via a WebRTC spoke with the other person.
Right.
We can have now some samples.
Free samples on
Yes.
Alibaba.com. Right. So
There used a single number to contact each other.
but why I'm seeing that number there? It should be private, right?
Yes, it's
It's a bug.
no, it's a unique number. You'll call a unique number.
Oh, so that's the unique number I'm calling.
Yes, and we make some calls on the APIs, and we
I need some code, or I need some identification to know how to treat me differently from the other calls you're getting on that number.
Yes, there is.
Or is it a dedicated number just for me?
No, it's not a dedicated number. If you have an order in delivery, we know that you have an order, and the guy that
Can you arrange a dedicated number just for me?
with a small,
Maybe for George as well.
with an extra small amount
Fee.
of fee. Yes, we can.
George, have you sent Gabi the ticket for TADHack? No. You thought TADHack attendance was free as well, huh? So, calling
I lost
forward
my
generic, request a call.
Yes, this is
Have a problem, click here.
Is an example. If you want to use a WebRTC call,
Right.
you can call it from the app. And there is a list of person. You don't really need to know any phone number. You simply call it from the app, and you make your work done.
Mhm.
We use VoIP innovations, APIs technologies to.
You guys are targeting the big price. It's all about the money, I've seen that.
And I prepared an example to demonstrate that, little script to call.
Mhm.
And,
So we can,
from these
George,
two
can you
different
help us?
numbers, and one will be allowed.
it's
and
gonna be a live demo, right? So we need to
Yes.
focus on your smartphones.
This one's allowed.
Yes, I think with the camera behind them or something like this.
Okay, my colleague Alex will be allowed to call me,
Okay.
but not from.
Can you go with the phone in front of the camera, or should George?
Just maybe you can leave the
No.
phone.
Yeah, we can just show the phones from here.
Right.
Yeah, that's bad. Okay, and let's see who we're gonna call. We're gonna call. No, we're gonna call the third phone here. Okay.
We are calling.
So we have a man in the
Alexander's
middle
call.
attack. He's the
Yes.
third guy.
Okay, so I am calling right now.
To the camera.
Yeah,
With
I'm calling on a
Yes.
just a unique random number. Let me get that on speaker. See if the demo gods are with us today. They failed us earlier.
No, it might be because of the weak signal. We are very high, 20th floor, and
Yeah.
the GSM antennas are down.
Yeah, call failed.
Do another call.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I'm allowed to call, and now that let's say delivery guy is.
Who's the delivery guy? Gabi is the delivery guy.
My delivery guy's phone is calling.
delivery
and,
software.
Right, and the man in the middle attack.
Hello.
It's working.
Okay.
Okay, we'll close that now to not get mic.
And I'll call
Okay, and
the
then-
same number.
Right.
Bobby calls the same number.
Just yeah.
Sorry, you are not allowed to call this number.
So the man in the middle
Sorry,
attack was
you are
rejected.
not allowed to call this
We
number.
have a secure bulletproof
Sorry,
solution
you are not-
for ordering pizza.
Yes.
So, in case So,
Yeah. So and your phone numbers were.
so
you were-
I've read the statistics. It seems that half of the people that are hungry and are trying to order pizza are being, are not completing the order due to these security issues that you guys have identified. So we expect a boom in the pizza industry now that you can, just call, get the
Yes.
information and get the
The solution can be applied in many areas.
yes, because privacy. I mean, it's a concern in many industries. Pizza was just an example for
Yes.
showing us how it works.
And
Right?
we are developers and we eat a lot of pizza.
Nobody's perfect, so. So yes, do you guys? I've asked these questions whenever I see an MVP working. Do you guys plan to move forward with a commercial product, something that can cover only the Romanian market or maybe European or go global with this kind of applications? Because
Once we played with some VoIP Innovations API and getting the app done for this hack. Maybe if we have some requests from local companies, we can try a small product on early.
Now I have another question that came into my mind right now, and I regret I didn't answer the other presenters. Having this TADHack experience for over the last 2 days, what would be a message for people watching this TADHack, Romanian people, when they will evaluate participating in the next year? Was it interesting? Do you had fun?
Yes,
it helped
was.
you in understanding the telecom the programmable telecom industry.
For me, it was the first time when I interact the programming with some VoIP technologies, and was very interesting. There are lots of applicabilities, and
You didn't expect to be so easy to do things, just calling
Yes,
API because this is what people tell me after they test it and they
Yes.
try to do some small hacks. The answer they say is it is very easy to do it. It's just a matter of having ideas and putting pieces together in a
yes, it's
small app.
like a puzzle.
It's like a puzzle and putting the proper pieces together.
You don't need to really know about telecom. It's okay to know some XML scripting.
Just
and,
some basic XML scripting API
you can
hooks
read the
and-
document and 20 minutes later you can make your script and run your application.
Right. Yes, that's the beauty, and you don't. We had another presentation 20 minutes ago, half an hour ago. It was a guy doing a visual designer on Node-RED, and he basically managed to monitor some stock exchange market. He monitored the exchange rate between Bitcoin and dollar, USD dollar, and send SMS in case the price went up or low, or even do a real-time WebRTC or conference between him and his broker, initiated automatically by the fluctuation of the exchange rate. So he managed to do that by just drag and drop building blocks, configuring some API credentials, keys, and so on, but without actually building a library or frame. He didn't use any framework. He didn't use any programming language, not PHP, not Python, not Perl, anything. He just did it in a visual. But in the end, he had a very useful application that could be implemented and could be actually even sold as an application.
Yes, the APIs are great. We've managed to send the SMS from the APDI's website. We don't need to write any line of code to send the SMS, and we were amazed
By
the simplicity.
quick implementation,
Yes.
right?
Yes, there are great APIs.
Gabi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you too.
Thank you for your application. I hope to see you next year. Now that I have the mic, I will tell that again. Thank you for joining us. I hope to see you next year. And good luck moving this forward from an MVP to maybe some commercial viable product. Thank you.
Thank you too.